I tried it and I got some great things out of it, but it got to a point where I didn't want to go to the usual class. I didn't want to get adjusted, and I got a little frustrated, and I kind of wanted to go back and do something with a different energy. I wanted to kind of punch a bag. So I stopped training yoga a couple of years ago, but I miss what it gave me, but I also didn't want to do it in the style that it's typically taught, if that makes sense. And so it's great that you're coming in right now because I kind of want to get back into it. And you offer a completely different take on yoga. You look at it through a different lens, and maybe you could explain it to people who maybe are watching us that would never think about doing yoga, or people that think yoga is one thing. You've actually just completely turned it on its head. So maybe you can tell us a bit about it.
Well, for starters, to really understand where I come from, because I am the guy who wouldn't be caught dead doing yoga the first 42 years of my life. Like it was not something Diamond Dallas Page was ever going to do, or Paige Joseph Falkenberg, my original name, was ever going to do. To really understand how my journey, and you got to understand that I didn't start wrestling till I was 35. My career didn't take off till I was 40. And the only reason it ever took off was because I had 3 years earlier as a manager and a color commentator. So I already was feeling my way around the business and understanding the psychology of it. And when my career took off at the end of 1996, I was 40, man. And by the time 1997 came around, 1998, 1999, I mean, I went from the bottom of the card, and probably around 95, I was at the bottom of the middle of the card. And by 97, I was in 13 out of 24, either main events on pay-per-view or, semi-main, but always in the top 3 matches. And when you're working at that level, you're wrestling. People think they see it on TV. Oh, they wrestle once a week and a pay-per-view. No, we wrestle sometimes 24, 25 days a month, and then travel 100, 200, 300 miles, hop in a plane, fly across country, or fly to the UK, or fly wherever, hop in a car, drive 100, 200, 300 miles. I mean, the road is brutal, but when you're on top, you're not just doing the wrestling and the road work. I was on The Tonight Show, Craig Kilborn, Hollywood Squares. I did a movie called Rat Race. I mean, I was working so much, but you're riding this tsunami that you never thought was ever going to get there. Because when I tried to wrestle at 35, I had friends fall down laughing. Like, I'm talking about guys in the business, or we call ourselves the boys. Like, just, are you crazy? You'll never be able to do it. By the time you start to figure it out, you'll be way too old. And I was the king of holding back the hands of time. My first day in the power plant, where I started learning how to wrestle, I left with ice bags on my knees and on my back. I would take that on the road, and everybody looked at me and were like, what are you putting ice on your body for? To take down the inflammation? I was the first guy to do chiropractic every single week, applied kinesiology, acupuncture twice a month, organic, eating real food. Like, I'm talking about food that's organic, no GMOs. I mean, I was ahead of the time on all of that. That's what helped me to stay young. But coming into 1999, I had just signed a multi-million-dollar 3-year deal. And I had a match, it was a tag match, and Kevin Nash powerbombed me, and he wasn't trying to hurt me by any stretch of the imagination. It wasn't that bump. It was the straw that broke the camel's back, and the spine that God gave us, these vertebrae. In between them are these amazing things. They're called discs. They're like shock absorbers. Well, think of a disc being a jelly donut, and you step on it.